Hey, this is Andy with the Andy Schmitz Agency. Today I want to talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly of condo insurance. So really, when you're dealing with condos or any association, you want to know, first of all, what's covered. So all of those associations that have a master policy. So the master policy will tell you exactly that, what they cover, and more importantly, what they don't cover, and what you are responsible for. So for example, in a condo unit, your master policy may say you are responsible for everything in that unit. That is called a studs in policy. So they are only responsible for the studs out, so the 2x4s and whatnot. Or you may only be responsible for the upgrades. So where does this come into place? If you have a fire and you are responsible for everything and it is a studs in policy, you want to make sure you have enough building coverage to account for everything in that unit. If you have a fire or total loss and it is a upgrades only policy, then you just need to make sure that you have enough money for whatever you would have put in that isn't part of the original specs. Maybe you added a railing, maybe you added granite countertops. That is considered upgrades. So it's important to know, first of all, what the policy covers. Secondly, loss assessment. Loss assessment is what the association can charge the owners for a loss to community property. For example, the roof sustains a hail damage. Anyone in that building will be held responsible to pay the deductible of the master policy. So that's where loss assessment comes into place. You want to make sure you have enough loss assessment coverage to cover the deductible of the master policy. Loss assessment, dirt cheap. We're talking like $9 a year. So that is one coverage you definitely want to make sure that your agent has covered for you. Sewer and drain. Many condo units don't cover sewer and drain in the master policy. So please make sure yours do, especially if you have a condo unit that has a basement, and if there is a sewer backup and you have a storage unit or any of your stuff is damaged, you want to make sure you have that sewer drain. Otherwise, without that endorsement, none of that would be covered as part of that claim. So a few things to look at. Your master policy. It tells you what is covered, what isn't covered. Make sure your insurance agent has a copy of your master policy and your bylaws. As a unit owner, you have a right to have a copy of that policy. Secondly, that policy will tell you whether it's studs in or an upgrade only. Then you also want to make sure that you have the correct loss assessment coverage and then sewer and drain coverage. Aside from that, you're focusing on your personal property, anything you have in the unit itself. Similar to a renter's policy, you are responsible for your own personal property as well. If you have any more questions, please feel free to ask me. Go to andyschmitzagency.com. Thanks.